Hello and welcome to Dingoes Eat My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I am Justin.
This week we're talking about the episode Blood Ties. This is a happy episode.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sure.
This episode originally aired February 6th, 2001. In this episode, we start off with the gang discussing plans for Buffy's birthday and dealing with Glory. Giles reveals that Glory is the god of a demon dimension, and in order to stay in human form, she needs to suck energy from humans, leaving them insane. The gang starts to ask questions about the key, and Buffy and Giles finally decide to tell them the truth about Dawn. Several of the knights of Byzantium, I don't know how you're fucking supposed to say it, chant around a fire before they are interrupted by Jinx. That's the one minion of Glory.
Yeah.
Glory arrives and destroys all the knights except one, whom she'll later torture for information.
And then make him go crazy.
Well, that's part of the torture, I would assume.
Yeah, I think it was a point of, he's so connected to his faith. It's like, want to get all the information out of you. Just got to convince you enough. It's like, you know what? I'm hungry enough as it is. Yeah, this is the brain juices.
At the magic shop, Dawn feels awkward because of the way everyone is treating her, and she notices when Giles hides a book in a hidden counter drawer. Buffy opens presents from her friends, and everyone gets quiet when she receives a framed picture of herself and Dawn from a vacation, which is, like most of Dawn's life, a false memory. Dawn finally gets upset and confronts everyone about their strange behavior around her, then storms to her room. After sneaking out of the house, Dawn runs into Spike, who's keeping his nightly watch outside of Buffy's house, because he's not creepy at all.
Yeah, just stalking. A night stalker.
A typical
Maybe
evening
not.
stalker.
After a brief conversation, Dawn tells Spike that she is on her way to the magic shop to steal a book. Spike notes the myriad of dangers of roaming alone at night, and then he accepts Dawn's offer to let him tag along. Do you want to go steal some stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
She asked the perfect person.
Exactly, yeah.
With Spike's assistance, Dawn breaks into the shop and finds the book that she has seen seen Giles hide earlier. By candlelight, Spike and Dawn read aloud about the truth of Dawn and the key. Oddly, Spike doesn't really care about this revelation.
Yeah,
He's kind of just like, okay.
Oh, that must be you, little thing.
Dawn's reaction is, of course, much more visceral.
It's like, she's gonna have an existential crisis. Yeah, she already cut herself.
Dawn returns to the house, bleeding from a self-inflicted knife wound, tearfully questioning what she is. Joyce and Buffy try to talk to Dawn, but everything has changed for her, and she's scared. So she demands that they leave her alone. Buffy initially blames Spike for letting Dawn find out the truth the way she did. He turns the table on her and blames her for not telling Dawn the truth in the first place. He also notes that Dawn was going with her without him, and he only went along to protect her from harm, thinking that she would be safer with Big Bad looking over her shoulder. Buffy reflects on what he says. Then Jinx threatens Ben at the hospital, but Ben reveals that Glory cannot hurt him, no matter what he does. After overhearing Buffy and Joyce talking, Dawn rampages through her room, burning her diaries and running away. The smoke alarm alerts Buffy and her mom to Dawn's little fire and departure. The gang gathers at the shop, then split up to search for Dawn. Xander is a little bit excited that a form of energy like Dawn could have such a crush on him. Spike does what he can to comfort Buffy and tells her that they'll find her sister before it is too late. And Buffy admits that Spike had been right about Dawn. Buffy should have been honest with her in the first place. Dawn passes through the park, reliving past memories only to be reminded of their falseness, then ends up at the hospital. She searches for answers in the psych ward, trying to persuade the mental patients to tell them what they see when they look at her, then runs into Ben. She confesses to Ben that she is the key, and he freaks out, trying to make leave before Glory can find her, but it's too late. Ben suddenly changes into Glory. But Glory remembers nothing about Ben's conversation with Dawn, and Dawn pretends to know nothing. Dawn asks questions about the key, and Glory reveals that the key is very old. then concludes Dawn knows nothing and is wasting her time. Dawn doesn't seem to remember exactly how Glory got into the room. Buffy shows up to stop Glory from draining energy from Dawn. With some help from the rest of the gang, Buffy gets in a few good hits and takes a few as well before Willow performs a teleportation spell to teleport Glory out of the room and high up into the sky, and then she falls to Earth. Buffy shows Dawn that no matter what, they are sisters and that they are bound by blood. And that is Blood Ties. Like I said, a super happy episode.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was basically like, I'm trying to think of one of the happy episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a happy episode.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, Dawn was kind of revealed, oh, I'm apparently a thing. Maybe. Or something. I don't know.
Do I even exist? Going through all the existential crises of things. And on the one hand, it's sort of like, oh, it's a kid of her age going through these sort of particular things, which you're kind of, yeah, it's that thought. But then
She has memories of being 14, but she's only 6 months old in that body.
But then just the other sort of thought of, this relates to other people with that sort of thought and all that sort of thing. But she has a bit more of a reason to, because it's kind of a case of, I came into existence 6 months ago, but I have all these false memories of things. Oh, dear God, my brain!
Okay, so for international titles, unfortunately they're not terribly good. So in French, it is The Key, and in German, it is Blood Ties. So nothing terribly fun. For music, obviously we have the original score and the band. This might be one of the best band names we've ever had. And we've had some good ones. Star Ghost Dog.
Star Ghost Dog?
Yes. And that is not like a Japanese translation or anything. That is legitimately their name, apparently.
That's amazing.
Have the song Holiday. So this would be the first episode written by Stephen S. DeKnight, who would go on to be the executive producer of Daredevil on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It's a nicely written episode anyway.
It is. It's a very good episode, and it's going to be. There's a lot of stuff that's set up here that's going to be important later on.
Well, that's what it seems, kind of. Like, it did kind of reveal something about Ben.
Yes.
Apparently.
So, we find out that Ben and Glory share the same body. We find this is where everybody kind of learns that Dawn is the key.
Yeah.
Buffy and Dawn share Summer's blood. I'm sure that'll never come back.
No, they did.
They set that up here, but I'm sure it'll never come back. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. That's going to be important later.
I question because of the energy things of the body things, or some other particular reason.
That wasn't a word.
No, it wasn't. Anyway, Dawn is revealed to have arrived 6 months ago, so it is probable that Dawn arrived the moment when Buffy entered her room at the beginning of Buffy vs. Dracula.
Yeah.
Because that's roughly 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So she could have literally popped into existence right there, which is kind of cool. What else? This episode is kind of the start of Spike slowly becoming part of the Scooby Gang. Because he's actually kind of helpful here.
Yeah, a little bit. He had kind of the thought of, wait, Buffy's younger sister is going to go ahead running out into the night and going out and doing other particular things.
Yeah, sure, I'll go with you and steal stuff. Cool.
It'll be a fun, interesting thing, and I'll supposedly protect the sister for Buffy so she won't have a super reason to be mad at me.
This episode also marks the beginning of a bond between Dawn and Spike.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
Which, again, will be important later. After performing a teleportation spell, Willow collapses and suffers extreme headaches and a nosebleed. This is one of the first signs that Willow is starting to use magics beyond her control, which will be important later.
Yay! Gonna be fun in later seasons, I'm sure.
Yep, nothing bad will ever happen to Willow.
Everybody else, though, it's kind of a little more up in the air.
Let's just say we're going to see Red at some point.
Bored now.
You don't know what that means.
No, I don't.
No.
I just know it from the one episode where she was a vampire.
Oh no. Don't say those words.
Duly noted.
I don't even know what it means.
You will at the end of season 6.
Okay.
And it will not be a good time for anyone. Okay, so, do either of you have any thoughts on this episode that you haven't mentioned yet? I'm going to take that as a red hot no.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, I think we covered.
Okay, and do you have any questions where we might be headed over the next few episodes? Because we're coming up, we're a little over halfway now through the season.
Don's probably got to do something stupid.
Well, yeah, probably.
I mean, she already kind of...
She already tried to commit suicide, basically.
More or
Well,
less,
that's
she
with
went out
her
to the
kind of
hospital to
discovering
meet
what she
Ben,
is.
who turned into Glory. The key was right there, but Glory's a dumbass.
Well, Glory just didn't know.
Yeah,
She's
no.
on the hunt for it.
Yeah, Ben and Glory occupy the same body, but they don't share memories.
So then... What happens to Ben? What happens
Okay.
to Glory when...
Justin, let me explain this in a way that'll make sense to you, maybe. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Ah.
Okay, sure.
I question what the case is
Yeah.
with Ben then. Like, is he specifically human, or is he another entity that is part of Glory, but only in this sort of case because they're in a human body?
Or is he just the same? I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. I thought they had a way of communicating with each other, but I guess I'm incorrect.
Well, like, they could leave notes or something, but when it just kind of happens, they don't. Anyway, the next episode we will be talking about is called Crush.
Okay, that could mean a numerous amount of things.
I think it means the thing we all think of.
Okay, so this episode, Dawn has a crush on Spike.
Nah, that's obvious now.
And Spike has a crush on Buffy.
Yeah.
Spike reveals his crush on Buffy when he takes her on a stakeout date. Very romantic, Spike. When his advances are turned down, Spike kidnaps Buffy and Drusilla, who's back for this episode. He tries to force an admission of love from Buffy, and Harmony appears as well and breaks up with Spike.
Well, this is a fun time then.
It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be
Yay.
all the funness, especially for Spike.
And
And
Drusilla's
Buffy.
back. Drusilla!
It'll be interesting to see.
It's gonna be a good time. So until then, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I am Justin.